Hello and welcome to Sky Sports News. I'm your host Wayne Kerr. In tonight's main story, Croatian footballer Ana-Maria Markovic has been reported missing and has not been seen for over 2 weeks. Her fiancé and police are asking for any information that would lead to her whereabouts. Please contact the number below. Next up, we'll be heading over to the Tactics Centre with ex-Manchester Central assistant manager Joe Page as he talks you through his famous 4-4-2 masterclass.
Oh my God. That is shocking news, isn't it? I can't believe it. Joe Page getting his own freaking tactical masterclass episode on Sky Sports. I've never had a tactical masterclass episode. When I was Booed FM, a legendary manager, they never offered one to me. He was my assistant at Manchester Central, and we never used the 4-4-2. And here he is on TV, selling books. It's absolutely crazy. What? What's up with you? What? Oh, yeah. Oh, the Ana-Maria thing. Yeah, that's pretty bad as well, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, he told us this guy was coming round. What was it called? The Wolf. Reno said, don't worry about it. He's took her to the train station. Everything's fine. All right. I'll give him a video call. We'll find out what's going on. Stop stressing out. You're not even together anyway. We're getting away from her, apparently. We're going somewhere. I've no idea.
What do you want?
Hi, mate. Yeah, have you seen Sky Sports News? Apparently, Ana-Maria Markovic has been missing for 2 weeks. You told us, and he did, didn't he, that your mate was taking her to the train station. What the hell's going on?
What did you think I meant when I said when the train leaves the station, it never comes back? Have you never seen Yellowstone? Christ, mate. Look, what's done is done, okay? I solved it for you. You know what else I've sorted for you? A very, very long flight away from Switzerland that we all need, okay? We need to get out of the country. I've lined you up a job. Not only is it a really fantastic club, but we are getting 4 times more on payments. So, let's go.
Seriously, mate, I had no idea when he meant the train station. He meant the Yellowstone train station. I thought he meant an actual train station with trains on it. Seriously, I had no idea that's what was going to happen, or I wouldn't have let it happen. But it's happened. I can see the red mist building up. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Keep your shit together, please. Come on, we're going somewhere new. I've no idea where, but apparently, according to him, we're earning 4 times as much money. We just need to get there, get our heads down, get to work, and think that'd be the best thing for you. Because you were never getting back together. You weren't, right? Hopefully there's more beautiful women here. You need to move on. Wow, that is absolutely mental. It is, isn't it? Seriously, just take some Valium, have a whiskey, get your head down. Hello and welcome to Rio de Janeiro and episode 10 of the Road to Anywhere. Man in your Journeyman adventure. Do all the good stuff. You know what that is by now. Your support is always massively appreciated, especially my patrons. If you are brand new and you still haven't subscribed, hit the button. Make sure you all hit the bell and you'll never miss one of my videos. And you're not going to want to miss this series because I think it's been fun and it's turning into a lot of joy for me. I'm enjoying playing it, making it, getting the interaction with you guys, and hopefully the story, you're enjoying that too, because I'm enjoying it. So, why Vasco da Gama? Well, one of those reasons is you guys, of course, voted for me to leave Switzerland and Basel. Now, I love Switzerland, I love that league, I love that club, and like always, I probably would have stayed happily for another season. But, you know, the vote won to leave, so I honour the vote. Now, I'm not resigning. I don't want to keep resigning and waiting for a job. I did that last year on this series. Sometimes it takes months, and if you keep resigning, it affects your CV and your career down the line. So I just wanted a job. I want to apply for a job and go straight from job to job. But there was only 4 jobs available, 2 in Germany and 2 in Brazil. So this was one of them in Germany, and I wasn't going to go for it. Pep Guardiola's the favourite for it anyway. I didn't want to go up to this level so quick. I did apply for Bayer Leverkusen. Now, they'd finished 6th, sat their manager, and I thought, you know what, I'd have that. this is a team that probably won't win the Bundesliga, probably won't have enough time to win the Bundesliga, but I might win the Europa League or something quite easily, maybe. Good sized club, so I didn't get this. The other job in Brazil was this one, a club I don't really know too much about. Got a big stadium, to be fair to him. Bigger than the one I'm in. Maybe I should have gone for it. So that is where I am. Vasco da Gama, apparently named after a very famous Portuguese explorer. And I'm guessing that's why there's a little ship on the logo. So this club though, it's had its ups and downs. It's got a good history, but I think in real life over the last few years they've been up and down in the leagues. I think they've been average here. When you start the game, they're in Serie B. But they do have a Copa Libertadores. They won that in 1998, because I'm pretty certain around that time when they had the first few World Club Championships, I'm sure they beat us, you know. I'm sure they beat us. Manchester United, that is my team. So yeah, I've took this job. I am very happy to take this job because personally, on personal saves, which I don't really do anymore, I've never been to Brazil. Never really fancied it. I might have dipped my toe in, had a few games, didn't like it, soddy, sacked it off. Used to do that quite a lot. But I did have one season with Santos. I think it was 2 years ago on the Journeyman Road to Anywhere series. Just one season, I think it was. I think I came in, won some, left. So I've not got a ton of experience in Brazil, and I've been asked to go there quite a lot, and I quite like the idea of it. Do you know what I mean? It's Brazil. I mean, Brazilians say us English, we're the mothers of football, but they're the kings of football. So quite excited about it. Of course, in Rio de Janeiro, which everyone thinks is the capital, but it's not, is it? It's not the capital. If you know what the capital is, put it down below in the comments. It's a weird one, isn't it? But yeah, it's an old club, and they've got good training facilities, good youth facilities, good youth recruitment. The stadium itself, it's all right. It's got a stand missing behind one of the goals, and I don't know why. Maybe there's a reason. There's like a big scoreboard, I think, but great part of the world, great footballing nation. And this club itself apparently was one of the first clubs to stick its neck out there back in the day for equality of all races and all different classes of people to play football, because I think it was for the elite originally in Brazil. So I like that about them. Only played 9 games, but they haven't won a single one. Drawn 5, lost 4. But looking at the squad, they have good players, and there's a football here. It's not strange, but it's different. Because if we go over to the fixtures, you'll see they're playing in a different league at the start of the year. It starts mid-January, and you can see it here. It's called something completely different, right? That's like a localized league for teams around Rio de Janeiro. And I'm guessing, I think they do it all over Brazil. Do they have like regional leagues? So it's 12 teams, finishing 3rd, only 3 points off the top. But they were knocked out of the semi-final championship playoff, which obviously Flamengo went on to win. I was reading, apparently Flamengo, I think they're one of the most successful teams since the turn of the century in Brazil, and they've dominated this little local league. But that's a good side, the good clubs in that little league. So what went wrong? I don't know what went wrong. I'm just going to call it the Brazilian Cup, but they were knocked out of that in March in the first round, and the club wasn't in any continental football, which is crazy really, because it's not hard to get into continental football in this league. Now when you look at that league, you can see the different green shades. You only have to basically be right like the Brazilian Leeds United, and you can get into continental football in this division. It's insane. So they're all positions. The darker green ones are for the Copa Libertadores, and then them ones are for the Copa Sudamericana. I think that's how you say it. That's like the Europa League. Now when I took the job, they were well eager. I had all the posts in the news, fans were loving it. It was a dead simple process. The only thing they had an issue with was I couldn't speak Portuguese, but that never matters, that, because you learn it apparently, don't you? But my one condition was I want a budget to strip the staff. I felt confident enough to ask for that, and they agreed to it. I get rid of all of these because they're crap. I only keep one. My assistant, for a couple of reasons. One, I think he's pretty good, and he's only 41. 2, he's English, so great communication between us, and he's been here quite some time now, so he knows the score. He used to be a coach at Southampton. How? So of course, out the cut, we've done the regional. I've missed out on that. I'll be playing that next season. And the league, which they just want me to avoid relegation. They brought me in to try and save their bacon, which I believe I can do once we get my tactic in. They'll get used to it. I get all the training sorted, get all the staff sorted. I was going to make a couple of signings, but we're going to jump forward because I had one game to play and then it's like a summer break. So here we are now. We jump forward to the 4th of August. I brought a couple of lads in. I'm going to show you a few of the players. I'm not going to run through the whole squad. It's quite big. I'll save that for the next one when I put my own stamp on it properly. We'll have a look at my main squad in the next episode. But I've played 5 games at this point. We're not doing too bad, to be fair. They're all right. I've got some really good players. I don't know how they've gone from a good team in that regional league to they just went on a bad run and they just chopped the manager. So starting off brilliantly. So you can see there, 4-2 in my first game. How good's that? Loving it. Look at that. Eguinaldo getting me an hat-trick. He was my only striker though. My only out-and-out striker. That was something I needed to address. And then we had a big break. We had a friendly which we lost, but I don't care about that. And then we played this game, but I think that was a game we should have been winning. I got beat 4-1 off those. It is what it is. And I played Sport, who I don't know anything about. Not a team I've heard of. 6-0. And then 2-0. We can carry this on. Christ, I mean, because that's genuinely one of them things, isn't it? Where you're like, what? Why are we so turd? So it's becoming a theme on this series, isn't it? Me finding old school, experienced midfielders to bring in to give us a bit of something, a bit of extra spice in the middle of the park. And Joe Linton, it was a summer, he'd been released by Everton. He's 33, but I think he's a good player. Now this lad, you might notice, from Basel. Yes, it cost me 2.4 million quid, right? I signed him a year or two ago, but he wasn't ready. I got him for like one for the future, and I even loaned him back out to that club there in Brazil, because I didn't need him. I had really good centre halves at Basel, and obviously when I did my initial who's available, I need a centre half. He came up. I thought, do you know what? I'll take you. I wanted to try and get through the spine of the team. So I got defender and midfielder, and I needed a striker. And I found Angel Cardozo. He's Argentinian. He's 23 years old. I got him from Racing Club for about 3.5 million minimum fee. Now, he'd actually asked to leave. He's been there a good few years, and he's never really played. Now, he's been in that squad. It says 36 appearances, only 9 goals. But it's like 5 games, 6 games. He was a backup, basically. But I looked at him for his price and thought, he'll be good, him. Because, you know, strikers in my tactic usually do well, and I think he's a good little signing for us. I needed a keeper. I've got 2 oldish, decent ones. One of them I've put for sale, but I've not sold him yet. I don't sell him. I've still not sold him by the end of the season. Hopefully we'll get rid of him at some point. I just didn't feel like I needed 2. I wanted a good young one to come in. And I found this lad for 2.4 million, Marcino, from some other team I've never heard of, but you know, he's got a bit of promise. And then the last player I brought in was a right winger. I felt like I needed something there. I'll show you the squad in a sec, but I felt like I needed something. And he is pretty good. Only cost me 900 grand. He's Paraguay, 22 years old, from Olympia, one of my old teams from back in the day on the road to anywhere. So this is my first team squad, and it is rather large. One thing I've learned, and I didn't do it obviously, just in case you play Brazil yourself, when you get to this summer transfer window, you're only allowed to make 8 changes to your squad. So don't get giddy and sign yourself 10 players because you won't be able to register them all. But yeah, this is it arranged by ability. I'll show you a few of them. Like I said, it's not really my squad yet. I've put a bit into it, but I want to get to the end of the season. I want to have good luck because I'm scouting the hell out of Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Uruguay, all the local area. Plus I've got knowledge from my European days, and I reckon there might be a good few little pickups there. We'll see, young and old. But this is the guy who mainly plays behind me striker. He's 27 years old. Riquelme is my left back. Not bad. Good players. It's a good league, this. Gigino. He's pretty decent, pretty solid. Fernando Enrique. Not like pretty, like good. There's good players. He's good. Benedetti. Argentinian, 25 years old. I like him. We need to be keeping hold of him. He's got 3 years left on his deal. I really like him. I know he's not strong, but I think he's really, really good. You've seen Cardoza. You've seen him. Willian, centre half, a regen, 25. He ain't bad. This is me one striker. He's all right. But I think he's my only out-and-out striker. I'm pretty sure of it. If I change that position there. Yeah, you'll see I only had him. There's other guys here like who can cover, but I wanted out-and-out strikers, at least 2 of them. But I mean, I could go for it all, but it'd take forever. But trust me, they're good. I've got promise. I've got good youngsters as well. Down below, I think maybe nearly there. And like Greeno said, the contract, it's a lot of money. I mean, I was at Basel in Switzerland, big European country, rich European country, with good players. And I think I was on 2.8k a week. So I'm on a lot more money here, and I bet the tax is a lot less. So, we're going to earn some. Me and my CCPO can really save some money, and it was probably the best thing in a way for the story, to get away from Switzerland and Europe for a little bit, let the heat die down, because that is my main aim. I want to end this in Europe with a big team. So they were predicted to be 12th, and what are we now at the minute? 13th. Now, I can't believe how many continental spaces are in this league. It's insane. But it is apparently the best league in South America. But, big teams that you know of: Flamengo, Palmeiras, Corinthians, Atlético Mineiro, Fluminense, Santos, Internacional, Sao Paulo, Botafogo. I know all them. Is it Grêmio? I nearly bought their shirt off the M&M catalogue recently. When we've come onto the board page, because initially they weren't really doing out for me. I wanted to get more coaches in. They didn't, but they let me expand the scouts, the physios. Try to get the facilities done, but they were like, mate, you've not been here that long. Piss off. But I think as I've improved a little bit, things changed. So as you can see, we're getting the youth facilities, the training facilities, and the youth recruitments all getting upgraded or being upgraded. Trying to get more scouts, coaches in again, having it. They've let me expand that a little bit more. But I'm hoping once the training facilities get expanded, they'll let me boost the coaching team. Because even though I've completely rebuilt it, it's not where I want it to be. So yeah, we need a few more spots, but we'll get there. The scouting team I'm buzzing with, and the medical team I'm happy with, but we'll get there with that as well. Full yellow is the dream. Now I'm scouting players that are interested, because things can change as well. But like you see there, Brazilians. I've done as many Brazilians as I could find, and I went through all the squads in case I missed any. I went through all the national teams at different levels in case I missed any. Same with Argentina, and then I've done more of a sporadic one with like the Colombias and the Paraguayas, because I've unlocked South America now. I've come here. A lot of them leagues haven't kicked in yet though, but they will by the 13th of October. We're 10th. Check that out, and look at Angel Cardozo. I brought him in as kind of a backup, but he got in, scored, and just kept scoring. He missed the first 9-10 games, and he's only 2 off the top. Benedetta is a player. We need to keep that lad. So he's 25. He's a player. But yeah, 10th. I mean, 40 points here? Only 4 points off the Copa Libertadores, which is possibly my favourite continental competition. I went a few times now in the Journeyman, and I think I put a video out there for you to watch when I was in Colombia last year about how competitive it is, how much it means to people. These famous players, Brazilian players and so on, who've been to Europe and won Champions Leagues, and have said they've swapped 2 Champions League medals for one of them. Different winners all the time. It's super competitive. It's a great competition, but they both are. So those games that I highlighted are the 5 games you saw earlier, and you'll see we've been all right. We've not been perfect. There's been patches, but I've had injuries, fitness and so on. At one point I didn't have any left backs. They both get injured in the same game. I can't remember which game it was, but we've pulled a good run together. It's got a bit sketchy again recently, but playing against good teams where we've done all right. Again, look at Sao Paulo. When you look at the goal times, we did all right. Some of these draws have been good. Flamengo, that is a cracking result because they're the best team in the league. Corinthians there, 2-1. We took the lead there. So it's been good. It's been good, but there's a lot of work to do, and this squad ain't mine. There's holes in it, but this is my job in it, and this is what I do, what I feel like I'm good at. Plugging them holes, building a side. Don't know if we'll ever win the league, but I like to do something on the continent. I just want to improve the club and just have fun, man. We're in freaking Brazil. Over to the rules of the league. We're near the end. It's now the 8th of December. Prize money is pretty decent, but look at all them. Look at all them spaces. I mean, you can finish 12th in a 20-team league and get into the group stage of that, which is brilliant. I love it. It's great, really. It's going to make it fun. Obviously, next year I'll have a few more games to play if we do get into that, or any of them. The league itself, the main league, this one, is pretty similar. 20 teams, 38 games, you play each other twice. They've got VAR, you've got 5 subs. The one thing, though, I've noticed is the league sorting rules. It's games 1. So where are we? We're 8th. And it's quite interesting. This is my last game. I've loved it. I was off all on Monday. My oldest son was at school, then he went to his grandma's. He stays over, sleep over at his grandma's. My little son was in nursery from 8 till 5. My wife was working away. I just settled down and bashed through this because I only had league games to play without the cups. Do you know what I mean? I'm not in continental football, so it was easy to get through. Cardoza, 1 game left to play, is the leading goal scorer at joint. Got 2 guys in the top average ratings. Benedetti, what a player. But we are 8th, and if you look at the shading, we're sitting pretty there, guaranteed group stage spot for the Copa Sudamericana on 56 points, right? We're away at the team in 6th, right? We could go above them. Atletico Mineiro are at home to Internacional, who are 3rd. Now, if things go our way, we could sneak into 7th and have a chance in the Copa Libertadores. The money's all right as well. When I came in, we had quite a lot of money. Money seems all right, I reckon, in Brazil. Prize money's decent, but it seems to be a bit of money. I mean, I've not took over any clubs to have a nosy, but you know, if you got to add manager, you can look, can't you? And it'll tell you on the profiles, rich, secure, and there's a lot of that. It's quite good because in Argentina, it's not like that. So this is the running, and I mean, we're in a great run, as you can see here. Lost my last 2 games though, but playing top team. So Internacional was 3-2. I mean, they won it in the 94th minute. A bit gutted about that. And Santos 4-3. I mean, similar thing. Doing really well in it. Battle back and forth. They scored 2 goals near the end, and yeah, it is what it is. So we're now playing these. And the team I looked at and thought, never heard of them. They've got a stadium that's twice as big as mine. I could have applied for this. That could have been my job, but it's not. I was destined to be Vasco da Gama manager. So this is a squad arranged by average rating. I mean, I don't think I showed you Dallison. He's up here. He's only played 5. I mean, that's the kind of player I'm looking at moving on. And what I really want to strip it back. I've got a lot of notes here. I know what I keep. I've got a first 11, a couple of extras. I want to try and sell as many as I can. And we'll go from there. But, you know, the lads, they've done all right. There's some real quality. So here we go. Welcome to this awesome looking stadium. We're away from home. Big game. I'm part of my best team. I've just got one issue. I think it's Riquelme carrying a bit of a knock. But I'm pretty happy. I think they're more than capable of winning. They need to because we've lost our last 2. But can we sneak in to the Copa Libertadores? So yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. I think a few people thought I might just keep progressing in Europe, but I don't want to go that fast. I want to travel the world a little bit. When this job came up, I did go for the Leverkusen one. I didn't get it. Is what it is. I'm not bothered. I don't know how I didn't get it, but I didn't. But I just thought, Brazil, man. Like, I've only spent 1 year here over all the years I've been doing the Journeyman, and it's freaking Brazil. Oh, what's happening? Nothing. I thought he was going to get red for that, maybe. But I'm happy with this. I think it's going to be great. Great little club that we can do something with that's got a history to it. Can we get them back near the top competing? Because there's a lot of big clubs here, and that's going to... Benedetti. Thought he was going to give a Penga away there, but he's a class player, man. Absolutely class. Oh, lovely lofted ball through. Here's Dantas. Cut it across. Oh, I didn't expect that. Riquelme. Hey, he might be carrying a knock, but he's not bothered. Benedetti finds Santos. Santos to Danilo. I love the names. Jorginho. What a name that is. Riquelme. Love that and all. I had a youngster, Ronaldo. Oh, come through the youth academy. So I saw him. Name was just Ronaldo. Like 1 star. It's like, no, I'm not signing you. Oh, here they come. Come on, boys. Defend. Riquelme. What a player, eh? Carrying a knock. One of my full-backs, I think it's the right back who's playing. Is it Danilo Boza? He's going to leave. Don't want to sign a new deal. But that's what I'm excited. I'm always excited about this. I like coming in kind of halfway through. Made a couple of signings, but working out. Give you that chance to look at him. Who's good? Right, who's not? I'll try and shift you on and then start piecing my own team together because I'm very excited to do that. Very excited to squad build. I don't know when the next episode's going to be out. I haven't got a day off, so it's going to be playing it in my splits, playing it at night, getting up a bit early, getting through it in sections. Monday was brilliant, just to be on my own all day. And it helped that we only had league football to play. But just to be able to sit there and just go boom, 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 boom. I've loved it. I am looking forward to spending, hopefully, a couple of years in Brazil, learning about Brazil, learning more about the clubs, seeing what we can do, because I've made many an experiment, and each country within the editor has a youth rating, so it can, no, and that determines, or helps determine what kind of young players come through, and Brazil's is the biggest. I think it's 185. I think England's is something like 120, and now, come on, no penalty. Oh, long ball. How did he bring it down? Fantastic. Great control, though. Very Zidane-esque. It's half time. We're getting beat. We've lost our last 2 games just. You know what I mean? They're not the finished article. We've done very well to get to where we are from where we were when I took over. But we'll see what happens. I think looking at them bloody match stats, we're the better team. But yeah, thank you if you're watching. Thank you for sticking with this series. I love it. I hope you're loving the story. There's lots more to come. Thank you for voting, taking part. As always, if you voted for me to stay in Basel, hopefully you're not offended. It is what it is. I'll put it out there. We'll go with the winner, and we'll see what's what. Right, half an hour to go. Nothing's happening. I know he wants me to make a change. He probably needs to, really. I brought a centre half off, and of course my left back off. He was carrying a knock anyway, but he's a couple. I switched to attacking. I've tried to give him some encouragement. Now to lose, have we? We're either going to score another, or we can get ourselves back into it. I mean, honestly, I've seen some really good football on this. Really good football. Right, a couple more changes. Old man Joe Linton's come on. He's not been a first team regular, but it's been good to have that guy here. He's got a bit of quality, a bit of experience. Quite liking this. And I used to have avoided all this for ages, but now I'm starting to get into it. I mean, we've talked. Oh, come on, he's off. He's already on a yellow. Seriously. All right, 4 minutes of injury time. It's not going to happen for us. Didn't help having 10 men, but it is what it is. Could end up 2-0 here. Nope. So there we go, and there's my weird little formation there, trying to make up for having 10 men. Not great, was it? My best player had a 5.9. Probably didn't help. Ended up playing out of position, but he was a bit crap himself today, wasn't he? So there you go, we finished 8th. From the relegation zone to 8th. I'm very happy with that. We might have missed out on the Libertadores, but finishing 8th puts us straight into the group stage of the Sudamericana. We've just received 4.9 million for that as well. I'm happy. A lot of promise in this squad, but like I said, it's nowhere near the finished article. It's not really my squad. It's not as balanced as I want it to be. There's holes to fill, and I love filling holes. It's one of my favourite things to do. I've won an award. No idea what it meant. I had to Google it and translate it. Apparently it's Best Brazilian Coach. Manager of the Year. They've just set me budget as well. I've got 9.8 million. I'm going to have some wiggle room in them wages. But like I said, there's some good players out there with minimum fees, especially in Argentina. I've just got to balance them foreigners. Then you can only have 5 in your matchday squad. And I need to sell. We need to sell to get more money to spend. So there you go. I think we've done pretty well there. I'm pretty positive. Can't wait for the future. Hopefully you can't wait for the future at Vasco da Gama. If you look at my career stats, are looking quite good. Now, no one's questioned me this year. New people usually question me, like, how'd you get through it? Well, I'm hardcore. Put a lot of time into it. But just in case you do wonder, you don't get career stats if you holiday. You have to play the games. I play the games. I want them stats. I want that achievement. You have no sense of achievement otherwise, would you? So there we go. That is the end of the episode. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting, commenting, liking, watching adverts, becoming patrons. You guys are absolutely legendary. If you are new and you still haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Come on, give it a cheeky tickle, hit that bell, all of you. You'll never miss one of my videos. Like I said, I'm going to work my ass off for the next few days so I can hopefully, I'm hoping to get episode 11 out by Saturday if everything goes to plan, because I've planned it, but things happen in life. At the latest, it'll be Sunday. Oh, hello mate, you alright? What are we up to? Just chilling out. I think we deserved it. We haven't done a full season here, but I've loved it. It's been hard work, hasn't it? But we've grafted our tits off. We've improved this team. Onwards and upwards, man. I can't wait to get to work. But a couple of weeks off now, and just relax, chill out, enjoy Rio and all it has to offer. Yeah. What have you been doing? Talking to Greeno, have you? You've not been giving her any grief, have you? Right. He's what? He's moving over to Rio to be closer to us. Brilliant. That's all we need, isn't it? Greeno every day. Christ. We've got some other news for you. Just been reading in the paper. Do you remember Brian Kane? Our old hay fever medicine dealer. Yeah, the one who dobbed us in for a lower sentence. He's supposed to get 30 years. Well, they're grassing us up. He got 10. It's been 10 years. Not only that, he's out and he's living in Brazil apparently. God, we better look out, mate, because he's one dodgy git. I thought he was my friend. So keep your eyes peeled, man. Anyway, you might go have a coffee on the balcony.